Hello viewers and welcome to this new video. Today we are in Battle of Warships and we are gonna sail in the American battleship Missouri. For the specification of the ship, it's always the same. So American flag with powerful 51k of basic damage in armament plus the damage of the American flag, which is around 5k. Is 11 seconds on reload. It has 231k HP, which is not very high for this tier in battleships. Instead you have a very good speed and maneuverability that comes with a very good anti-aircraft armament and very nice secondaries to use in close quarter engagements. And yeah, that's it with the specifications. Not so much to say, because this ship is very good balanced. So, talking about the battle, I was going on a flank of the map with two teammates, a Wisconsin and an H-41. Wisconsin was looking very aggressive on the enemies, and I didn't want to go with her because I saw that on the enemy team were so much strong warships. Two Montanas, a Yamato and a Mahan on my flank on the enemy line were approaching on the side, and so I didn't decide to go with my teammates Wisconsin, because if she was going to push, she will probably have died. In fact, she was already absorbing hits from the enemies that were very powerful. So I decided to wait behind the island and wait for them to come on me. A Yamato was already coming but decided not to push because we also were quite strong. I took a shot and I hit her with a few shells, but nothing massive. Also a Montana was on the side, and I realized that also a Graf Zeppelin was on my team and another aircraft carrier. In fact, I saw that another Montana took a very powerful hit from one of those aircraft carriers. I waited for the enemies to come my way, and I realized that I could have done something better right now. H-41 was coming with me, and if I have pushed right now, that could be good anyways, but I decided to stay behind the island and wait for the H-41 go first, because I didn't have that much health to tank all these shots incoming. So I stopped my engine and looked at the Mahan and tried to fire some shells on him. Unfortunately, the shells that were going his way were all missing or dealing some low damage. H-41 instead was taking a huge amount of hits from the enemy, and she was gonna die quite soon. So I decided that was the right moment to push too, and so I took the Yamato as first target. H-41 went down unfortunately. I took a shot on Yamato. Unfortunately, she was already angling, and I realized that she was very strong too. And even though I had more HP than her, if I pushed right there, there were a crossfire on the left side by other strong warships, and also aircraft carriers were aiming at me. So I decided to go behind the island while Yamato still was firing at me. I didn't realize I have a Graf Zeppelin on my side, and so I was more confident that Yamato was going down quite quickly. Montana was looking at me. I took a shot before her With almost the full broadside, I managed to almost completely obliterate her, and with a few last shots of secondaries, I managed to take her out. Actually, she didn't shoot at me, and I was really disappointed where she shoot. But a Mayhem was coming out, fired HE while dodging torpedoes from the aircraft carrier that were a little bit a threat in this match actually. Nice hits with this broadside. I also got a fire on him, but he instantly repaired it. Torpedoes from the Mayhem were coming. I overturned. I could easily avoid that, but I didn't pay that much attention, and I was firing instead on the Montana, and I took almost all of torpedoes, or well, half of the torpedoes. Mayhem was still alive, and I didn't remember that. I am very bad at memory. He launched some torpedoes on me, but I took a reflex shot, and after a few stuck in an island from him, I took her out quite easily. Meanwhile, Shinano on the enemy team was launching torpedoes on me, and maybe also bombers once, and so I decided not to go for her, but instead to go on the other side, where a Montana and a San Diego were on the side. I turned my ship quite slowly, even though I was at full speed. I made almost a 360-degree turn. Montana was on the distance. I took a shot and I passed the island with my shell arcs, and I made a decent hits. Unfortunately, island was already in the way, and my shots were landing on the island itself. Montana was not already firing at me, and I chose this occasion to fire some more broadsides on her. She started to look at me, and so I decided to angle, firing with only my bow guns. When firing with our bow guns, Missouri is stronger than Montana, because they are very close in width, both, but Missouri has better main armament on bow one, because it has low amount of guns compared to Montana, and so the guns does more damage. Anyways, Montana has more HP, so that's quite balanced. Montana was showing broadside instead, and that's quite a problem for her, because I was dealing some good damage on her. I decided to go for a broadside for one of the last shots, and I wanted to angle on the Montana, but I realized that there were torpedoes coming my way, and I took all the damage from that Montana's broadside while dodging torpedoes. Fortunately, I went up with this engagement with half HP left, and I was very confident that this match will be a victory. I was trying to aim for that Shinano, but I realized that the Graf Zeppelin was alone on my flank against the San Diego, and honestly I'd rather prefer to go helping teammates instead go in a 1v1. So I decided to go helping the Graf Zeppelin against the San Diego. I didn't look at them before, but I realized that San Diego was already low in HP, and Graf Zeppelin was very good, remembering those hits on the enemy battleship on my friend. In fact, after a few minutes, Graf Zeppelin was already engaging with the enemy San Diego, that even though he was making some good hits on the Graf Zeppelin, She took the San Diego out quite easily with bombers. And so I started to go for the Shinano that was coming out from the island, and I didn't look at that. She already launched some torpedoes on me, but failed. I said I didn't realize that she was already coming out from the island. I took a shot, but I didn't realize other torpedoes were already coming. I took one, fortunately nothing massive on damage. I already had a few aircraft left, and I wasn't very confident on pushing that Shinano because she was launching a huge amount of aircraft already on me from the beginning of the match, after all. I started to go zigzagging while hopefully dodging torpedoes and aircraft coming my way. In fact, one torpedo was already launched and dodged. I continued zigzagging, and a few other torpedoes were coming my way already. I started to study the movements of the Shinano, and I thought that she was probably gonna push me. Other torpedoes coming, I thought that it was better to stop, but a few seconds later I decided that I had the speed increase, and so I decided that it was better to go and dodging them while running. Missouri was so fast that even though I was gonna stop, I would have taken all of those torpedoes. In fact, I decided to dodging them while running. Instead, this time, I decided to stop because torpedoes were far away, and I dodged the torpedo a few meters before he was gonna hit. On the other hand, our Graf Zeppelin, that was very strong in my opinion, managed to take a few hits on the Shinano, and so I was more confident to go for her. I shoot a few last shots on the Shinano. She shot some aircraft on me, but too late. I took her out with a very good amount of damage, and a very good battle concluded. And that's all. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.